everybody. This is my first video rather than writing, and it's tipping down with rain in rural Berkshire here. I think anyone, if they've got a young person who is really struggling with isolation in lockdown, but there are care needs, additional needs, they're autistic, mental health issues, those sort of things, do ask your local authority what kind of community and voluntary projects are still running, because we are exempt, as long as that's done in a really clever, consistent, safe way to stop coronavirus, which and a little thingamabob to help us, and we have to keep super safe. So the young people that visit are mask exempt, and I'm autistic. I'm an autistic adult, so I'm mask exempt, but I do wear them to try and keep people safe. We've got our hand sanitizers here. I'm not going to test it in case it doesn't work. It should work. That works. And then through here, oh my god, that's a bit too much actually. Oh, well, we will be COVID safe. Right, through here. So it's quite a big place. It's a bit like a TARDIS. Go through here. I've got to walk backwards because I haven't got anyone to help me film. So I'm just doing this with loads of hand sanitizer hands. COVID. Got our little kitchen area. So the precautions have been able to stay open for the children that really need to stay open have had to be incredibly strict. Hence the posters, one person in a kitchen at the time. So I'll do a quick ta-da! So Julie is our art teacher, and they can't see you, Julie, because it's facing me. She's incredibly camera shy, but a brilliant artist. So I'm going to keep this facing me. I can't get any young people in there. Does anyone want to shout hello? They can't see you, they can only see me. Do my safeguarding. No one wants to. Hi. I've got your face in it there, but you're grown up, so that's okay. Julie, I won't go on you. Quite embarrassing, but look at that. Talent is happening here. Talent is happening in Berkshire. So lots of artwork on the walls. Don't know if you can see that because I'm trying to do this with my one hand. So yes, it's been a bit of a challenge to try and keep everything open and running, but the reality sadly is that for many of the autistic young people that haven't been able to access that support, I'm going to go in the room because the kids are taking the mickey at me now, it's been really challenging, mental health wise, happiness wise, and educational wise, because lots of people are at school and then having to go home for lockdown, and they've got their schools and their colleges setting up work for them. For home educated children, a lot of that, and particularly children with disabilities at home ed, a lot of that learning is vocational, so it could be travelling. In my case with my youngest daughter, it was a case of wherever I went to work, she came with me, which was quite exciting at times, because we used to get to go everywhere. But that was her way of learning. We kind of take worksheets to do on planes and things like that to do with wherever we were visiting, and obviously that's all stopped. So there hasn't really been anything for us apart from BBC Bite Size and trying to keep this running. It's not. There's no funding for this. When I get paid from jobs that I do, I take a small percentage as a wage, and the rest goes towards trying to keep this building running. For the young people, we've very sadly, there's been a few women that I've supported, young women that have taken their life since 2020, which is horrible, and it's tricky. It's very hard to maintain money wise, but I could not imagine not running it, if that makes sense. It's not easy. So just to make you giggle a bit, we've got lots of leaflet boards here at this community centre, and they graciously gave me my own one. You can probably tell because it's just covered in autism literature, which now before I got this place, this was taking up my front room. So I'm glad that it's here, and anyone in the community can come and take those, bring them back if they want or not. I want to show you someone very special actually, which might seem a bit odd, but there's a method in the madness. This is Melody. who's just in the box. This is Melody, our office baby. And Melody is a reborn doll, so a hyper-realistic doll. So she looks quite cute, but she won't be sick on your poo or anything, which is always lovely. I'm going to sit you down, Melody, because you are quite heavy. And the point of having Melody is if you have young people that are incredibly keen to be a young mum, they get to borrow Melody. Lots of them will have their own reborn dolls, which they bring here. We've got our own park. And in fact, I'll show you the park. Let's walk out to the park if it stopped raining. I've got to turn this round. No, there are no children here, so I can film. So we've got our own little park there as well, which is lovely. So nice to see you. I've steamed up my glasses. Adios.